Tucson's rock station, Rock 102.1, Oro Valley, Tucson. An Arizona Lotus Corp radio station. You want it? You got it. Reality radio done right. No nonsense, real and raw, just like you like it.
He's corrupt, he's inexperienced, and he lies.
Broadcasting from a broom closet in the Arizona Lotus Studios, it's Beef Vegan Presents.
Yo, welcome back to the show. It's Beef Vegan Presents live from Rock 102.1 KFMA, streaming worldwide at KFMA.com on this beautiful Monday, August 11th. Good morning, Rico.
Good morning.
Good morning, Adam.
Hey, what's going on?
And good morning, Tucson. Thank you for tuning back into the show. We're going to have a great week of shows for you. Lots of tickets to get to. And I'm excited to be back. Of course, I took off the last couple days of last week to go to my first ever, what they call morning show boot camp, a huge networking conference amongst radio professionals, the ones that still exist, and executives. Apparently, I don't know if I met any of them. And it was my first work conference ever in my adulthood. Right, I worked these many times, doing being a DJ or working my family business. I've been the employee serving people at these conferences. I knew how they worked, but I never was on the other side. So I was like, I need to experience this for myself. And I experimented, and I had plenty of stories to tell. I made some friends, couple new enemies, lots of awkward interactions, and I'm going to go through all of that in the podcast broadcast later on at 9 a.m. And I may even introduce a couple people that I met who are other radio professionals around the country to pop in on the stream. We'll see what happens.
Ooh.
Yeah, but I did tell you that one of the main reasons I was going, it was as an investigative journalist. As you know, I am, Rico.
Of course.
Yeah. And
It's your
so,
thing.
yeah, now we know that this year, it was a big push to get this quote-unquote real ID. Apparently, this was a thing for a while. But Arizona, of course, we're late to the party because with our driver's licenses, we get them, and then they never expire. Right. In other parts of the country, in every state, you get a license. It expires in 6 years. You got to keep doing the process over and over again.
Right.
So there are people that have had real IDs for a decade now. And I didn't even know that was a thing. But for whatever reason, this year, the powers that be say you must get it if you want to fly. And so the question was, well, what happens if you don't have it? Can you fly? And the short answer is yes. But my experience is weird, right? So let's start with Tucson. So flying out in Tucson, I flew out Wednesday morning. My plane was leaving at 6 and tried to get there early. But we all know the Tucson airport is one of the easiest airports to fly out of. Nobody's there, right? So the lines are going to be short just in, for the fact that, barely anyone lives in this town. So I go through the TSA and it's early and I give her my ID and it was a woman there and she goes, you don't have any passport or any other means of communication or identification?
Yeah.
I'm like, I have credit cards, things like that, but no. And she's like, you don't have a real ID? And I'm like, that's real, And she's like, no, you need to get it. And she gave me a flyer. And she's like, you gotta get one of those real IDs. I'm like, oh, I never knew. And she's like,
strange.
Yeah. And she goes, okay, well, promise me you're going to get a real ID. And I was like, of course, my instinct was just like, don't tell me what to do, lady.
Yeah.
And I don't even want one. I really don't. And so I'm like, and she's giving me the look, almost like a disappointed mom. Like she will not let me through until I pinky promise that I'm going to attempt to get a real ID afterwards.
How funny.
Yeah. And then she goes, promise me. She repeats.
Looks you in the eyes.
Yes, look at me in the eyes. Yeah. Promise me. And almost speaking slowly, like this is the verbal contract you must do to pass.
Like she'll see you every single time from here on out.
Yeah.
Like, I remember you.
Yeah. Oh, you promised.
You promised.
Me. Like, when am I going to fly out of Tucson again? So I go, okay, yes, I promise. Okay. And she's like, there you go. And so I walk through. Not a problem.
Yeah.
Ta-da.
Yeah. Now, that's how small markets do it. Now, I did have to fly back from Austin. And Austin was a little different because it's a bigger city of sorts. So longer lines. And, while I was there, I mean, I got there very last minute. It was the latest I've ever boarded a plane. I thought I was going to miss it, and I was about to miss it by just 1 minute because I had to go through additional screening. But what the additional screening was the biggest joke that I've seen since they told us to take off our shoes.
Oh, man.
Like the TSA, I don't understand why this is government waste at this point. People are getting paid extra for this nonsense.
Come on, Doge.
The gloves didn't come out, right? Like
no, are you kidding me? I wish, but I mean, I was in a hurry too. But I would have leaned into it at that point. But yeah, so I'm going through line, and so as soon as they realize you don't have a real ID, they're like, "Oh, we got another one," and then they point me down to the end, like, Carl, we got one coming your way." I'm like, all right. So. And now I'm late and I'm stressing. I'm hearing my plane board.
Oh, is it that soon?
Dude,
man.
soon.
You got to be stressing.
Yeah, so soon. Luckily, my friend Sky held the door for me. Like, they told them to keep the door open, and I'm coming. And when I got on the plane at 4:59, the plane's supposed to take off at 5. Not only were they wrapping up their pre-flight announcements, but everyone on the plane clapped for me when I got on.
They're all waiting for you.
Well, they're just like, "Oh, wow, you made it!"
Yay!
Because they could look they could see the look of panic and relief on my face. It was that close. But the reason why it was 4:59,
damn, dude,
is I had to go through additional screening. But the additional screening wasn't a hassle. They said I go up to the guy, right? They take my card and everything, and they're like, "Put your palms out." I'm like, okay. I put my palms out. They have a wand, right? And they wand both of my palms. And then it's like a digital wand, and it goes into a scanner. And I'm like, "Oh, what the
hell?"
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like,
creepy.
"If you don't mind, what is this for?"
Yeah.
And he goes, "Checking you for explosives." I swear to God, dude. That's what they did. Okay, so no finger banging, right? Which again, disappointed. No extra cupping. No physical interaction at all. Everything else is the same. They just had to check my palms for explosives.
Right, like residue from making all that stuff.
Right, dude.
Like, you don't have a scanner for everybody coming through for that already? Like, come on.
And plus, if I'm an expert at making bombs, I'm going to wear gloves while doing it. Come on now.
No. And you'd have a real ID.
Yeah. I know.
To make it easier.
So you don't have to do
get your
that.
hands looked at.
Insane.
Stupid.
So that's what you get when you don't have a star on your license. You got to well, then you might have a bomb.
Right. Naturally.
Right, dude.
It's weird, dude.
They
had to do
sense.
something. They had to do something to make it
so
legit.
Does that mean if you're going to carry a bomb or whatever, you got to have a star on your license?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
That's easy.
Because
that's the workaround.
There you go.
Yeah. I know.
We learned something today.
So ridiculous. And again, they just want to waste money and time.
Yes.
And
surprise.
Makes no sense whatsoever.
I was really half hoping you're going to tell me the Texas guy was just like the lady at Tucson, but just a cowboy hat and just gave you the whole firm look at you like, "Hey, no, man,
fist bump
a
me.
man keeps his word in Texas."
Yeah.
You say you're going to get that star.
I remember
you get
partner.
that star, partner.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's my experience. So short answer is you could fly through without. It is a minor inconvenience, but the minor inconvenience is more so like just a flaw in the system in general. And, honestly, I'm just glad I didn't have to take off my shoes as well. But we did that for 15 years. So as far as this magic wand bomb, thing, that's going to be around for another 15 years too. So awesome.
Hooray.
Yeah. We're the best country on the planet. Anyways, we have a lot to get to today, and we have tickets to give away as well. We're going to load you up with tickets for Offspring. The first opportunity is 8:10 this morning. I have tickets for Ice 9 Kills, and I got a local show at the Rialto that I'm going to hook you up with. Morning Morons coming up after music from Wage War, but we're going to kick things off the only way we know how, rocking it with Black Sabbath. Here's Paranoid on Rock 102.1 KFMA. Turn it up. You know the name of the show. Let's go. All right, we're back here live on the podcast broadcast. That was my caffeinated, excited show open. I was very excited to get back. And we have lots of stories to tell. There were a lot of social interactive fails. I mean, honestly, like I was saying off air, after day one, I was looking for flights home early. Because I was like, this ain't it, right? It's so difficult for like myself. There's plenty of people in radio that are like extroverted introverts, right? There's plenty of times where I'm here where I could go out to an event by myself and anxiety kicks in, and then I just lock myself at home alone, right? And so one of the reasons why I did this was to force myself to go out and put myself in uncomfortable situations. And there was times where I kind of missed some opportunities. I took advantage of a lot of it, but sometimes I did like hide in my room because my social battery would get expired,
Right.
and it'd be a lot. And it didn't help that some of the people I met were raging fucking assholes. And I do have some enemies added to my list, right? That I wanted to, like, you know, I was looking forward to meet. So
I remember that text. I got that vibe from you. You're like, yeah, half the people here suck.
Yes.
I'm done.
Yeah, so we're back on here, Rock 102.1 KFMA. On the podcast broadcast, we're going to be talking about my experience at the radio music conference. And I did text Rico on day one, and I was kind of feeling down about my experience at first. Now, overall, when it's all said and done, when I made back, fantastic. And I felt like I made some good connections and made some friends along the way. But it wasn't easy. And there's, you know the saying, don't meet your heroes, right? Now, there are people that aren't necessarily my heroes, but there are people that were from this state and broadcasting that I've always kind of been proud of their journey. And I wanted to share that with them, right? And the return back, because I go up to meet, whenever I meet someone, I give them the amount of respect and kindness that I want in return. That's my default, right?
Sure.
Is to show you that respect and kindness. And if it's not met at that same level and it's met with disrespect, then guess what? Now I want to take you out, bitch. Then I want to go gangster. I'm not
off.
Exactly.
Yeah. So one person that I will name names, if you will. Because I've mentioned this guy before, where I put him on pedestal to you, Rico. Remember me ever saying bootleg Kev?
Yes.
Yeah. And it said, hey, man, this guy's doing it.
Right.
This guy's doing it. Now,
I'm going to give him his flowers.
Yeah, this guy can do himself to death, dude. What a little punk bitch a bootleg Kev is. And like, legitimately, I went up to this dude, and I'm representing Arizona. It's on my hat.
Yeah.
This guy represents Arizona all day. He got lucky by doing interviews in a lane, a niche thing on YouTube, and the artist that he interviewed at the early stage blew up. And he's been in hip-hop radio forever. But we started around the same time. I was always proud of his success.
Good
right?
for him.
Yeah.
You weren't jealous or envious. You're like, I'm proud of that guy.
Yeah. And considering, like, our backstories are similar in a way, then I'm just like, even more so. Like, good for you, dude. And let's represent. And and the amount of just rudeness from an ego I got from bootleg was disgusting. And, okay, part of this was when I would go up and I'd meet people, there's two visceral reactions to my name, right? And this is how it always is, right? So be vegan, right? Either you think it's one of the dumbest names you've ever heard in your entire life, or you get the joke and the brand, and you're like,
what you did there.
Yeah. So it's never in between. It's never all right. It's either that's brilliant or you rode the short bus, and it's
you eat paint chips,
right?
Yeah.
This guy, this son of a bitch, that took the ladder. Thought I'm right. Like, think I have the stupidest name. I'm like, your name's bootleg, bitch. Like, get off me. You tell me my name's not better than yours. So, and then like I see it, I'm like, oh yes, I noticed you were at like SummerSlam with Jelly Roll. Yeah, Jelly Roll's my best friend. Okay, well, okay. We have mutual friends. I thought Ramses Jaw was your best friend. Oh, but Ramses Jaw's not as successful as Jelly Roll.
Oh, God.
I see you deriding. Okay, I'll stop yelling. Yeah.
You little punk.
That's just the tip of the iceberg.
I just want to see the headline: "Be Vegan Fights Bootleg Kev."
Yeah,
the headline.
He is taller.
It's a great headline.
He's a little bigger than I expected, right? Yeah. Well, look. At the end of the day, I'm just not a punk. So even if I don't win the fight, it's fine. But he's definitely going to get popped in the face if he comes at it. Damn. And I ran into him a couple times. I gave him a couple opportunities just to be cool.
Maybe he was having a bad day, kind of thing. Like,
yeah. The opposite of cool. 100% diva, and not as good as he thinks he is. And the dude's never done morning radio either, too. So, like if you want to do a broadcast off, if that's even a thing.
It's very Zoolander.
Yeah. If you even want to do a rap battle, it's like, I'm the rock DJ that could beat you in bars, bitch.
Yeah.
How many times can I say bitch in the 9 o'clock hour? I don't know.
I'm feeling it, man. This is passion here.
We're working.
I'm telling you, like I said, you show me the mutual respect I show you, then you got a homie for life. I'm loyal. You know this. Right?
Yeah.
And then if you don't meet me back on that, then I have the blood of a volcano. Don't F around. Don't find out. All right, but we got stories that we're going to share on the podcast broadcast right after music for Falling in Reverse. You can join us, youtube.com/beefvegan. Right, so
tell us how you really feel.
Right.
I mean,
I know. And honestly,
that does suck though, because I'm all about the law of reciprocation. You're cool, you show people respect until you get on back. You're like, okay, now I know where to put you.
yeah.
that's exactly.
And I've shared his stuff. You know,
Right.
I'm proud of this guy's journey.
He had no reason to hate you at all, but then he just became like,
Zero.
this guy.
And you know, it sucks too, because I thought even just the Arizona broadcasters, because those are the ones I know most, right?
Mhm.
Right.
And so like I went up to Joey Boy. Joey Boy is on a station up there. His crew was cool. Joey was cool. He gave me his number. And I only talked with him briefly. He's the one who came up with that Raffi promotion.
Okay.
And so I grew up listening to Joey Boy and the Nuts. And so I gave him my flowers. He was receptive, super nice, gave me his number. And we weren't like best friends or
Sure,
nothing.
but he was cool.
But he met me with the exact same level of respect that I showed him.
Right.
Right. And he didn't blow smoke. I wasn't looking for anyone to be like, hey, man, you're amazing. Don't give me that.
Sure.
But
Don't be
like,
fake, but at least be
right.
yeah,
Show
respectful.
the same respect that I'm showing you.
Right.
And so I was happy about meeting Joey Boy. And the thing is, when it comes back to this uncomfortable feeling to begin with, again, because it's really difficult to go solo. Like if we went with the whole crew, right, then we have our safety net
Exactly.
of us.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of people that had that safety net, right? They would come out with their whole morning show.
Mhm.
So even when they weren't talking to anybody new, they had their, friends around them.
They're ripping the set.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm going and infiltrating those conversations, right? And it's difficult to go up to strangers.
Well, yeah, because it's like rehashing high school or something. Like you're the new kid, everybody has their groups already. You got to kind of infiltrate, and that's like a whole task.
Oh yeah, I felt like the outsider sometimes. I felt unattractive, nerdy, and I know that I'm not necessarily all those things except for the second one. But like I was, there was all those feelings of emotions coming back, and it was difficult. But luckily, there were moments that were good, and we'll get to those. But there were several times. And I just want to reenact this awkwardness over and over again. So I would go up to people legitimately, right? And be like, hey, nice to meet you. Start talking, give them like, hey, this is what I'm doing here. And literally have people say, hey, that's a great idea. I think I'm going to do that. I'm like, yeah, go for it.
This is yours now.
Yeah. And then they would say, all right, well, it was nice meeting you. And I'm like, okay. And I'd expect them to walk away, but they wouldn't.
You got to be the one to walk away.
Yeah.
Oh,
And so then I'm like, oh, we're back on the air, Rock 102.1 KFMA. So like I was saying, I would go up to people, have conversations, have nice conversations, and then they would end it. They would say, okay, well, it was nice meeting you. And I would think they would leave, and then they just stand there. And they're like, you want me to go now?
Yeah.
Like, should I? Okay, I'm just going to walk this way, right?
Homer Simpson into the bush.
Yes. That happened to me
Yeah.
like 4 or 5 times.
So I
And I'm
hate
like-
that. I feel for you.
I'm like, dude, can't you at least walk 5 feet one direction? I'll walk 5 feet the other direction.
Yeah.
So it makes me believe you have places to be.
Right.
Like, and so that was day one.
It's telling you like you're invading their space now.
Right.
You're like, how do we do this?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, it's so funny that you mentioned the Homer Simpson thing, because I was telling this exact same situation to Kyle from John J. and Rich.
Uh-huh.
I've known Kyle since my early 20s. I knew her when she was Special K, and she would do bar promotions at the bar I would DJ at.
Mhm,
And then we did TV. We did 3 TV together for a couple of years. So Kyle is the homie. More so than John J. and Rich. Rich shows me some fake love. John J., I didn't even say hi to John J. because honestly, I worked with him for a couple years and I had to reintroduce myself to him every single time. That guy's so far up his own ass. But whatever. Yeah. But Rich was cool, and it is what it is. Rich wanted to make a point to point out how nice he was to me, because he knows the wrath of what happens when he's not, because I've been there before with him, right?
Yeah. Like, all right, we'll play this game.
You get a
We'll play this
reputation.
game.
Let's just
Yeah. And you know what? Honestly, me wearing my heart on my sleeve, my emotional behavior and stuff has probably been to my detriment in this career, and that's fine. I'm my own worst enemy. I will show you, though, since you mentioned the Homer Simpson thing, I got this from Kyle. She saw this.
What?
She saw this at
That's
the
a
toy
thing?
store.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's Homer Simpson going into a chia pet. and she said
That's
this,
incredible.
and she said, "I found this should be your Austin souvenir." So that was the love I got
Same vibe. Yep.
from Kyle.
Nice.
Yep.
Yeah. So, like I said, Kyle's a homie. I'm happy for her. But yeah, there was a couple of those times where, like they would say, "Nice to meet you," and then I would just like awkwardly like, "Oh,
Cool.
You want me to go?"
Right.
And the first time it happened sucks, right? But after like the fourth time, I'm like, "F this place."
Yeah,
dude.
yeah. It wears on you.
Yeah. I didn't want to go out, but luckily, I bit the bullet. I met a couple cool people. Shout out to Miggs from Seattle. He was super cool. Slacker from Denver. And Dave and Mahoney.
Mm-hmm.
Now, here's the thing. I'm going to give you a peek behind the radio curtain real quick, because this is how awkward sometimes scenarios would happen. The past couple weeks, I was told by management that I was currently in the running for potentially syndicating the show, expanding into Reno, Nevada. They were thinking about getting a morning show, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that they were listening to the show, thinking about, potentially having us be in both Tucson and Reno. And this is a huge opportunity, obviously, for us in the show. This could have brought in more funds so we could pay everyone and kind of build up the show.
Sure, expand, yeah.
Yeah, so this is 100% very exciting news.
Wait
But
a minute, I'm not getting paid to be here?
no, they don't have a budget.
Okay,
for that,
okay.
Yeah. Now, right before I headed out to Austin, I saw on the Reno's Instagram page that they had an announcement to make on Monday that they have a new morning show announcement. So I knew that we didn't get that show, which is fine. I had time to process that. So I'm out there, I'm doing my thing. I go to the bar on the first night. And, me, when I'm drinking, I'm pretty social. I'm a cool guy. And that was one thing I was willing to flex and show. Be like, I'll show you guys, like, this is not my first party, right? I bump into Dave from Dave and Mahoney. Now, Dave and Mahoney, they're originally from Vegas, right? They moved to Phoenix. It's a massive show, syndicated and everything. And Dave knows me, right? Which I did not know. So he knew of me and everything. So we're talking, bellied up at the bar. He's buying me shots and drinks, and we're BSing. We're talking radio, and we're really getting along. Same age and everything. And I'm like, this is my boy. And then I'm like, so Dave, like, how many markets are you guys on now? And he's like, 50. Actually,
whoa.
We're announcing that we're going to be on Reno on Monday. That's who I found out who took my job. By the dude who was buying me drinks at the bar.
Wow.
And I said, well, with all due respect, Dave, F you, man. I'm like, all right, we're going top shelf on the next one. Let me get a shot of 1942.
Yep.
And he did, to his credit, dude, as a baller, because he's making that syndication money. Not a problem. So
you're like, don't you have enough? Don't you have enough? Just one, buddy.
No, and it's great too, because we're talking smack to each other. Like, like, I'm coming for you.
Yeah.
The way they do their show is exactly how we do our show. The speed breaks and everything, without even like knowing about it. That's how we do our show. So it's a very similar thing. I'm not even mad at Reno for making the decision. We would have found a way to make it work for sure. But that's how I found out I didn't get that job, was from the guy who took that job. But while
the big fish,
he was buying me drinks.
At least he got a drink out of it.
I got several.
At least he got several drinks.
I got smashed in that 1942.
I heard this story earlier. He had a good time.
Yes, I did.
Good.
In fact, actually, on the
you won't forget me
on the podcast broadcast, I'll tell you the story about this text message here real quick. I got a text in the morning saying, hey, brother, hearing from some people about the escapades from last night, and they all just want to make sure you're still alive. We'll talk about that. YouTube.com/beefvegan. It's the podcast broadcast. All right.
Yeah, something about you carrying a thing of gasoline saying you're going to walk to Reno to light it on fire.
I know.
Something weird like that.
I know. So
they can't have me. Nobody can.
They say, well, Liz said, at least you remember what happened. The problem is with that last text, I don't remember everything that happened. So that was night 3.
It's like the movie Memento.
Yeah, of this last thing. I do know. So when I linked up with like Miggs and Taylor and a bunch of people from all over the place, I end up in a crew of sorts, and we were having a lot of fun. We went out to eat together, went to drink. Oh, I got to hang out with Congos too. That was cool.
Nice.
Yeah. Went to a spot I was downtown, but we went to a local spot, right? In Austin, Texas.
In Austin, man.
Yeah.
everywhere. It's like
yes,
food is just.
I'll show you some pictures of food, but
Yes.
in Austin, Texas, they have bars like full blown nightclubs in the middle of neighborhoods, right? So they don't have like it's been around and grandfathered in so much they don't have zoning, and so like one bar that Danny Congos likes to frequent is this place called Sam's that literally looks like the baddest house party you've ever been to in your life.
Nice.
You're driving through a neighborhood that reminds you of Dazed and Confused, which was shot there, right? And then you get there. And, and it's this awesome lounge. And I'll show you, I posted a video of it on my stories where it looks almost like a VFW. The tiles look like the tiles here, but like fucking 60 years old and like smoke stained and everything. Great music and bands playing in the background. The whole thing was amazing. Dope. Oh, so good. Rock 102.1, who's this?
Hey, Beef, what's up, man? It's Jake.
What up, Jake?
What up, man? I've been trying to listen all day. How'd your trip go other than... meeting your hero and hating his ass, but
I'll
be
airport. On the for the record, Bootleg Kev's never my hero. You know what I mean? I'm just proud of the
just
dude,
a cool dude at first.
But nothing that I have done or aspired to do was ever inspired by Kev. He's just an interviewer, which I've been interviewing forever. The one thing I regret is not having the technical capabilities to record all my videos or all my interviews on video from back in the day when I was doing a show out of my house and was having all these podcasters that now live in Austin here, but that's neither here nor there. I did meet.
So
go for it.
Yeah. I was just, oh man, sorry, you were on a hot one there talking about those guys. How'd it go at the airport, bro?
Oh yeah. Well, we did that when the show opened. I made it through TSA.
I missed it. I know I missed it.
No worries.
Damn it.
No, with that though, Jake, it was good. TSA going from Tucson, the lady just made me promise to her that I would get a real ID. So it was just like a sweet old lady being like, promise you're going to do it. I'm like, I promise. And then they let me go. Austin did an electronic wand on my hands to check for explosives. And then they let me go. So
wow.
Yeah, it was stupid.
Dramatic.
Yeah, for sure. But it worked. And so that was that.
Hey, I met Joe Rogan once. And he was not the guy you thought he'd be.
Yeah, no, Joe could be a dick.
Very rude. He wasn't cordial. It kind of sucked.
I know. And honestly, that's I've experienced that as well, just interviewing him in the past and stuff. So, that's how it is. In fact, I'm really enjoying this beef between Mark Maron and everything Joe Rogan related. Mark Maron just put out a comedy special on HBO Max, and all his interviews, he's pretty much going scorched earth on that whole crew. And it's pretty interesting to see. Yeah. So look it up. In fact, actually, he was just on Andrew Santino and Bobby Lee's podcast, Bad Friends. Watch that, dude. It's a good one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Be down for that. All right, guys. Have a good one, man.
You too, buddy.
You too.
Later.
Absolutely. All right. So there was a picture that I shared on my Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
Very touching post. One thing that made the trip completely worth it. If I had nothing but a bad experience, but I met this man, totally worth it. And that man is Randy Lane. Randy Lane was.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So what I posted on there, because you guys know my story, broadcasting at a house, LPFM, fake radio, fake it till you make it. But the learning curve and how I learned how to do radio was 100% because I was able to sign up for these weekly emails from Randy Lane. He's a radio consultant, works with some of the biggest names in the business. I somehow convinced them 15 years ago to allow me on their email list, right? And with that, I've been reading his weekly emails religiously for 15 years. And actually, I'll show you exactly what that email looks like because I'm featured in it.
You were into email newsletters before they were cool.
Way cool. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. So, and when I saw him, I recognized him and he wasn't on the agenda whatsoever. So I was kind of bummed I wasn't going to meet him. He showed up with his wife and I had to interject on him, excuse me, like, you Randy Lane? And then I went in, I told my story. And when I'm telling him this story, I'm getting choked up.
Yeah.
Like I am emotional because like I said in my thing, I didn't go to broadcasting school. I went to the University of Randy Lane. Everything that I learned on how to do my show came from these emails right here. And again, I'm going to show you this email. This is exactly what it looks like. And you'll see just some of the stuff. So this one is conflict sparks engagement. So fair warning, Rico, I'm going to start some shit with you. just so we could do some good radio content. All right. You see it right here? Okay. As I scroll down, right? So it starts off with explaining this, why conflict sparks engagement, and gives little tidbits. That's all just reading stuff, right?
Yeah.
And then the content ideas. This is shared content ideas from other radio personalities. So dorm life. So I get a lot of ideas from this. A lot of my games and segments
Just breaks it down really well.
absolutely.
Yeah.
They kind of get inspired and originate from this, right? Coaching tip: the best content comes from real life. I feel like we're having a pretty decent podcast so far. Creative muse: wrong answers only. It's something that we've done before. And then he talks about the event of the year, the morning show boot camp. And he talked about, all the panels and the value of this. And then he shows some of the pictures of the people that he worked with. And so there's Rich from John Jay and Rich.
Did they have keynote speakers there? Did he go up and talk about anything at all? Oh, there you are.
Not only am I there, see how fucking giddy I look?
Yeah.
You see how
kid.
happy I am to meet this man?
Right.
I was it's not my best picture. I'll be honest with you. I should have tried to look a little cooler. But I am unbelievably stoked and grateful to meet this man.
Yeah.
And I don't know what's going on with my face though. I didn't like any of the pictures.
We'll fix it with AI. I got you.
Please, dude. Yeah. But yeah, so that's how super stoked I was to meet Randy Lane. And
Hell yeah, that seems
That's
like it
really
made
cool.
it worth it.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. I said, if I don't get anything else out of this and I got to just say thank you in person,
Right.
and which I'm going to email him today actually and follow up with him. And I'll
You
probably
should.
be a featured player for, and share content to try to make radio better. So
Mm-hmm. Like I was saying, was there any speakers there at all, or was it just a meet function? Like meeting people?
no, it was tons. Yeah.
Well, I mean, did he talk? Did you hear him speak about his?
No, so he
Okay.
he wasn't on any panels this year. There were other
Oh.
consultants that were.
Okay.
Most of the entire thing is like a 2 days, different classes over and over again. The
Mhm.
agenda was like, how to incorporate social media, different bits and bit segment and fun improv.
That's what
and
I
like-
wish I would have seen you in the back, just being all cool. Like, yeah, I know.
Well,
Yeah.
I wouldn't
Sunglasses
be,
on.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
There were, trust me. What one thing that I did take away, even the stuff that was being repeated,
Yeah.
was like, we've been doing the right thing. We're on the right path. But the reality is I've already read this and know this. It's not that I came up with all these instincts myself. It's Randy Lane and just reading industry trends and trades and just seeing how things are going. So
Right.
Rock 102.1 KFMA, welcome back to Beef Vegan Presents. But yes, a lot of, my consultant and Mac was concerned me coming back from this boot camp. They would say, well, don't do what most of these hacks do. They didn't say
Do
like
your own
that.
thing.
But like where you're going to come back and try to do everything that you've heard other people doing at radio boot camp and try to do it all in 1 week. And I knew that wasn't going to be the case because first off, I already know what everybody's doing. I'm paying attention.
Yeah.
Right. And this is an expression that I didn't get to share as much as I would like to when I would see some people that I knew. Because my stepdad would always repeat to me a very common expression. The common expression is the lead dog's view never changes. Have you ever heard it?
No.
Actually, yeah.
Yeah. So lead dog view never changes. So it's a dog racing analogy
Mhm.
where when your dog is in first place, his view never changes because, nobody's passing him up, right? He's the lead dog and that view is crystal clear. And you know me, I'm always going to see the full picture of these analogies. And I'm like, well, if that's true, the lead dog views never changes, then the dog in last knows everybody's ass. And that is me, right? So I've been the dog in last my entire career.
Seen all
So
those asses.
I know every ass that's ahead of me, right?
Yeah.
And I'm chomping at their asses. I'm biting everyone's ass. I'm biting tails off, son. So that's a beefism that I try to share as wisdom to people. And they're like, yeah, that's great. It was nice meeting you.
I'm gonna
Now-
bite your ass.
Now walk away.
Yeah.
I'm coming for your ass.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bite
That's one thing I want to say when food, because Austin, Texas, of course, everyone's like, get the barbecue, right? I'm like, whatever. There was a spot that was like a block away from me. That was like a taco spot. Now, I didn't go to Austin, Texas to eat tacos. I'm from Tucson. We know tacos. I'm a taco snob, son.
As he should be.
Yes,
Yes,
absolutely. In fact, I
absolutely.
was ready to tell everyone this ain't real
This ain't
tacos,
real.
right?
Yeah.
Tex-Mex.
But there was a place that was, again, blocked from my hotel. It was in the alley right by a PF Chang's. And you could only recognize it with a neon sign that says tacos on the outside. And then you walk in to this place and there's a little cantina, right? And you're like, hey, there's no food here. And then you see a door that kind of looks like a refrigerator door, one of those like, corporate refrigerator doors, walk-ins. Right. And it says, eatery in here. So it's like a speakeasy. Ooh. And then you open it up. And when you go inside, it looks kind of like a Five Guys and they're coloring. It's red and white, right? Very clean looking and just a line that's going around in just this one room. It was a speakeasy taqueria that had some of the best pastor tacos and carne asada that I ever had in my life, dude.
They gotta hide it from people.
Yes, dude. And you walk around and it was so tender. I'm telling you, the meat melted in my mouth and the whole thing, right? I ate there 3 times. I was only there 4 days. I ate there 3 times, tacos and quesadillas in Austin, Texas.
The lead dog only sees the best tacos.
Right. So don't ask me about the barbecue. I didn't even get any.
You didn't.
Yeah, exactly. All right. We have a lot more to get to here on the podcast broadcast, and then we'll be back after music from Five Finger Death Punch. You can join us, youtube.com/beefvegan, or keep it right here on Rock 102.1. Yeah, let's see. All right, let's, as I get ready for our next segment, let's switch gears in today's Morning Moron. We had a lot of fun this morning here, so let's see. Because I feel like I've been talking Austin.
When you came back and you said Mac and all them were scared of you doing things, you should have totally leaned into that. Why is Beef in the front using the company van to try to do jumps off a ramp? He's just going trust me, guys, this will be huge.
No, I mean, I did take notes. I did. There was a lot of stuff. I mean, there was some things that were definitely inspiring, but nothing that I was like, I'm just going to take that and immediately plug and play.
I love how they were worried about that. That's funny.
I know. But I did tell him, I did call him. I was there. It's like, what I'm really getting out of this is talking points for sales, like the approach of how to monetize and grow fiscally as a radio company. I'm learning a lot about that I'm actually going to be talking with Debbie after the show today, saying I need to set up a sales meeting with your sales staff to get them on the same page and stuff. I got a slideshow and everything. Yes. But that's the kind of company player I am. I mean, there's people that'll go foreign out the door and don't give a shit and they'll ask for all the money in the world and they're not trying to make people rich. I'm sitting here like, how can we all, pay these bills and make money? So anyways, early this morning, we fucked around with this. In case you missed it, it went like this. In the 7 o'clock hour, we'll hook you up with a pair of tickets for Ice 9 Kills. And they're, of course, performing August 14th. So literally just a couple days away. So I have a couple pairs of tickets for the Ice 9 Kills. It's going to be at Mullet Arena in Tempe. And again, they're performing with the Funeral Portrait, Dayseeker, Kim Dracula. You'll have an opportunity for that. And for those of you who don't want to do the road trip up to Phoenix, I got Boys Like Girls. And they're going to be performing at the Rialto Theater on September 3rd. So that's part of the Basement to Bleachers tour. So I'm excited about that. So lots of listener bait to make up for such a short week just yesterday. All right. So now I want to do something a little different as we start off the week with a little wake and hate. All right. So it's easy to, sorry, stupid music. It's easy to, for me, it's easy to hate like married couples who get married and how they do it a little bit, right? So
of course,
yeah, some couples go like over the top with their wedding. Sometimes there's too many stipulations, rules, bridezillas, if you will, the cost. So I'm going to give you 2 examples of a married couple, and you got to help me decide which couple we're going to hate on a little bit more.
Ooh, I like it.
Yeah. Let's wake and hate together, okay? Yeah. So here's the first one. A couple in Nevada, and when you go to Vegas, you can get married by all types of things, usually like an Elvis impersonator, right?
The classic,
yeah.
For here's like $25. You're not, hey, now we're married.
Right. This is the headline I came across that, immediately caught my attention. A giant tub of mayonnaise married my friends. Now,
how many mushrooms did you do?
Yeah. I have some girlfriends from like high school and stuff that have definitely grown up to marry a giant tub of mayonnaise, right? But he was making good money, so I understood. In this case, it was somewhat literal. A couple got married in a chicken tender dip themed wedding in Las Vegas, and it was officiated by a Hellman's mascot. Manny Mayo was the officiator for their wedding. Whitest wedding ever, mind you. Is it like, how do you ensure that you don't want like black people to show up to your wedding? Have mayonnaise everywhere, So it was Nick and Heather. They were the winners of a contest, and they decided to get married by the mayonnaise. And there's pictures that I could share with you that you'll see on the podcast broadcast.
At least it was a contest. I was kind of worried for a second we're headed down that way with society, be like sponsored weddings by Skittles.
So we still kind of are.
Yeah, it starts as a contest, and look at it. Here they are, the bride and groom getting married in front of everybody, and that big ass Hellman's mayonnaise officiating. Okay,
did you dip the ring in mayonnaise first?
Slide it on. You got a little something right here.
Yeah, exactly, babe. Yeah, later that night she was covered in mayonnaise, but it wasn't Hellman's. Oh. Anyways, everyone had to sign a waiver agreeing to waive their moral rights just to attend this wedding as well. As one of the couple's friends reported it on the Wall Street Journal. And when Marion and Manny Mayo said, like chicken tender dip and chicken tenders, marriage is a beautiful union of two special flavors that just work together. And apparently the entire audience erupted with a genuine "aww." That's the fattest romantic statement I've ever heard in my life. So, all right. So we're hating on that couple, but do we hate them more than the couple who charged their guests $1,000 just to even attend their wedding in Ohio or Idaho?
No.
Yeah, because
it
was Marley Jackson, Steve Larson's. They charged guests $57 for a day ticket to their wedding, and those who wanted a more spectacular experience could have opted for the $997 VIP ticket.
No,
gross.
Right.
Gross.
It's their wedding, and they're charging it basically like it's a festival.
Like a festival, yeah.
Yeah.
If there's main acts there, sure.
Yeah, exactly. Who's your headliner?
Who's headlining this
wedding?
wedding?
Your wife? Oh, cool. Do I get to bed her?
Right.
Like for $1,000?
Here's your VIP pass.
Yeah.
Don't take my life.
Right.
You get a wristband? You got a wristband? All right, go for it.
I'm sorry. I'm with them. I like the Mayo.
You like the Mayo, so you would go to a Mayo wedding. All right, well, as far as what a VIP ticket would get you at this wedding, it granted two people access to the full weekend event, including premium seating, a brunch, and entry into the rehearsal dinner, which, again, is usually reserved for friends, family, and people who are part of the wedding. And in total, 100 basic tickets were sold, and 30 chose the VIP option.
Wow.
Yeah. And so...
hey, babe, you want to offset the cost of this wedding by being complete douchebags?
Yeah.
Let's go for it.
All right.
It could work.
So let's wait and hate. Today, between these two couples, the couple that opted to get married by Manny's Mayo, the Hellman's mayonnaise mascot, or the couple that turned their wedding into basically Firefest too. Which one is the more douchier? Who we hating on more? Rico?
I'm going for the money couple. Yeah, the festival couple.
Okay.
I already have like a...
Definitely. Yeah.
Okay.
The money couple. I can't. I mean, at least the other one was a contest, I mean,
yeah, it was a full-on idiocracy.
Yeah, they get something in return.
Get some stupid stuff. And,
I just hope they get divorced in mayonnaise court.
Yeah.
We're back here live. I just want to point out two things that's funny. You see, I want to give Adam like a radio name. Cowboy Adam should be a new radio name, but I also noticed Adam hasn't been showing up to the station wearing a cowboy hat until we got Hank FM on the station.
Now's my time.
He fully transitioned, dude. It was right.
Yeah, I mean, like
it makes sense.
Yeah.
Trust me, though, I've had this hat for.
No, I know you have.
You've been waiting.
No, you're an Arizona boy, and I grew up in Southern Arizona, so I know, and it looks good on you. But again, the trend began as soon as Hank FM got launched, and all of a sudden, the Man in Black started showing up here in the hallways. And then what happened now is you're going to see this is the origin story of Cowboy Rico.
Oh yeah,
because Rico's noticing you can wear a hat and wear headphones.
You're gonna see all sorts of hats. I'm gonna bring my top hats. I'm gonna bring like the bowler cap. You're gonna see the whole thing.
I honestly encourage you to wear a top hat. I think that would be good for the air.
Get my villain mustache going. I thought he'd be a white hat, like the good guy cowboy, but no, he's the bad boy.
Yeah, no, Adam. Hats. I think I would cast him. He would make it like an awesome like Black Bart, dude. Yeah, you can see that.
Well, yeah. The gray. It's just like that. It's like
still looks good.
It pulls it in. know.
Gotta get some mutton chops going.
Yeah, no, Cowboy Rico is gonna be a thing. So yeah.
I already pulled. Remember, we got to pull those Hank FM promos I did, and trying to get Mac to get me to be the main guy. What was it, Rattlesnake Rico?
Yeah, Rattlesnake Rico.
The
Yeah.
Rattlesnake.
I gave him an air check of that. That was
They're like,
yeah, not too bad. We'll see what happens with Hank. I'm sure eventually they'll start getting these people on people on the air, at least voice tracking or something like that. So I can teach you how to do that. So to kind of fill in. I mean, I wouldn't expect any money, but then at the same time, don't be surprised if this show moves to Hank FM eventually if they start billing Hank FM more and they want to keep us because Debbie has even mentioned that. Like, hey, I mean, your show kind of fits for anything. Like, not everything, but okay.
No, I think you could pull it off. I actually do.
Yeah, no,
I really do.
Honestly, I have the confidence that we would make it work for sure. But even the stuff that we're talking about is more lifestyle than anything. And so yeah, but part of the internal conflict that I have when I realize it's kind of helped me out, but like I've always been kind of confident, going into this, but ignorantly confident as well. A lot of times, like I met with Moog. Moog, he's a guy that followed me on Instagram years ago when I was still in Phoenix on an LPFM. And our careers are interesting because, years ago, right when I got fired from KFMA the first time, I was in the running to have the morning show on 91X in San Diego, legendary alternative station, which would have been honestly perfect for me. But Mo got that job, and then unfortunately, he didn't fit, and they blew him out kind of quickly. And Mo was like, "Man, you should have got that job." And I'm like, "I fucking know, dude." But then I was like, "Well, to be fair, I wasn't really ready at that time. To be honest, I had the confidence that I was the best man for that job, but I still, from that point in 2017 and now, I learned so much on how to do this, and I'm like way more prepared for that job than I really would have been at that time. Would I have figured it out? I think so. I work really hard in figuring things out. But then Moog went to Boise, and then he went to Seattle, and he was on the Lotus station in Seattle.
Oh wow!
Till he got let go, and then he got Chicago. One of those examples in radio of failing your way up the ladder.
Right.
But it was nice meeting him. But yeah, he was just like, "Oh, you should have got that job," and I'm like. Oh, I wanted to kick your ass for a minute there, Mo.
It's all about time and experience.
Exactly. Rock 102.1 K. Man, welcome back to Beef Vegan Presents. Earlier this morning, we did a Wake and Hate segment about couples getting married, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which ones were more obnoxious? It was the couple that got married by a giant jar of mayonnaise, or the couple that was literally charging VIP upgrades for their wedding up to $1,000. Now, that's all bad. But let me share, this is what not to do as a wedding guest. This is weird because, it's not even a wedding. I'm sorry. But this is still a gathering of family. They were spreading ashes into the lake.
Right.
Okay. Now, this is a scenario of a loved one passing away. I think it was a grandfather. And so all the family got together, and to, pay their respects, they decided to have this service and, memorialize the legacy of the grandfather, and by dumping the ashes into the lake, as you would, right? But one person, of course, has to ruin it for everybody. And this is what happened. Check it out.
The unreachable.
Oh no.
This is the quickest way to clear out stuck poop.
The number one food for regular beings.
Yes, that was a wet fart. That is exactly what it was.
That was impressive, actually.
Yeah.
This is the quickest way to clear out stuck poop.
The number one food for regular
So this was actually
the hell?
okay. So the deal was they were playing Frank Sinatra's "The Impossible Dream." Okay, but this is why you should always upgrade to the premium version of it, because after a song plays, it's going to go into a commercial, and that's exactly what it did.
That's what they did. Oh
Yes,
my god,
it
that's what
was
happened.
the free
Oh my
version
God.
ad, and the ad happened to be, since it was for Frank Sinatra's
That's the best possible follow-up ad.
Start off
Amazing.
with a wet fart and then talk about constipation. And that was how they turned that frown upside down
Amazing.
and brown.
If only
So
it was a Home Depot ad. Like, he loved Home Depot. He loved going to Home Depot.
yeah, so I guess, I mean, that's not even a beef tip at this point because, just give you a heads up. You definitely want to pay for premium if you're going to use Spotify when memorializing a loved one, or that could happen.
Yeah.
So that's a fail of the day. Let's hit a reset on the FM side. Be back with a beef tip after these words. You can join us, youtube.com/beefvegan. Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. I was fully expecting the Big Lebowski blowback. The Donnie
yeah.
ashes all over the face.
Yes, I know. And that's what you would, but you got to make sure it's not a windy day, right?
Yeah.
So
that would be me, like, not paying for Spotify, though. I'm like, yeah, nah, I'm good. $10, nah.
Right. Yes.
It'll be fine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. So that was that. I came across that video and stuff. Real quick, just a little flash. Randy Lane would have liked that. And he says,
You got to frame that.
Incorporate audio. You know what? That's actually a good call.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a framer.
I feel like my version of the picture was a little better that I posted.
We could touch it up,
Yeah.
do a little something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also,
Gonna put a filter. It's gonna be like high cheekbones, just all chiseled, Chad jaw.
Oh, you know what? Speaking of which, you have that AI video. Did you email me that?
I can send you a link.
I think you. Oh, you texted it to me. Yeah, email it to me.
All right.
Okay, so
Good
now
idea.
Rico and I, we got this awesome promo talking about on any moto. And you guys probably saw that, but there was an additional clip that Rico put together that I want to share with you real quick. That was amazing. And I think you guys are going to get a kick out of it. So we can be on here, 4.5 minutes, 4 minutes. All right.
Okay, sending email.
All right. So
now.
while I get ready for that here, I'll play you this clip from this morning. Check it out. On line 1, I have Cody. Good morning, Cody.
Morning.
All right, line 2, I got Michael. Good morning, Michael.
Good morning.
All right, so the name of the game is Pretty Fly or Total Lie. Now, we played this before, so I'm going to give you a fact about offspring, and you have to let me know whether you believe that it's a true fact or it's a made-up fact. So if you think it's true, say Pretty Fly. If you think it's false, say Total Lie. All right, and then we'll go back and forth. If you get it right, you get a point. If you get it wrong, your opponent gets a point. At the end of the game, we'll decide who the winner is, but that's when sore loser rules will be applied. Okay, with that said, the loser decides whether the winner will walk away with those tickets for the offspring, or I hang up on both contestants and give those tickets out to caller number 69, which could be anyone listening right now, or even the loser themselves, as it gives everyone a second opportunity for those tickets. Now, you guys understand the rules of the game. Are you ready to play Pretty Fly or Total Lie?
Let's go.
All right, let's get into it. Now, they refuse to kind of do a little pregame conversation and stuff, so I already feel some tension in the air. Let's see how this works
strategy.
out. Yeah. All right, starting off with line 1, Cody. All right, Pretty Fly or Total Lie. Dexter Holland once wrote a song entirely about tacos.
Pretty Fly.
Pretty Fly. That is incorrect, actually. Point goes to Michael.
What a shame.
I know he has done.
About tacos.
I know the guy loves tacos. He's done tacos and Tequila Fest for sure, and he hasn't wrote a song about tacos yet. All right, Michael. Here's your fun fact: Pretty Fly or Total Lie. The Offspring's debut album was recorded for less than $5,000.
Total Lie.
Total Lie. That is incorrect.
Yep.
Actually, point goes to Cody. All right. It is true. Actually, it was a low budget recording and obviously a massive hit. So you don't need to spend $1 million to create a hit record. All right, back to you, Cody. Pretty Fly or Total Lie. Noodles once got stabbed at an early Offspring show.
I'm going to say Pretty Fly.
Pretty Fly. That is correct. Yeah, you know this story, Adam?
I've heard something about it, but no.
Yeah, so it was by a skinhead in the crowd, and this is how hardcore Noodles is. He survived and kept playing. Got stabbed, but just bled it out, was punk rock, finished the set, then went to the hospital.
Damn.
Yeah, point goes to Cody on that one. All right, back to you, Michael. Pretty Fly or Total Lie. The Offspring have sold over 40 million albums worldwide.
Pretty Fly.
Pretty Fly, that is correct. Yes, indeed. And that was when people were still buying albums.
Right? Good old days.
Yeah. Oh, good old days indeed.
What's an album?
Yeah. All right, here we go. Pretty Fly or Total Lie, back to you, Cody. Dexter Holland used to bleach his hair to stand out in the punk scene.
I mean, I know his hair is blonde, so I'm going to say Pretty Fly.
You're 100% correct, dude. Yeah, he still does it today. So it's not even a used to. So that's a point there for you, Cody. Back to you, Michael. We're at the point in the game where you don't want to get one wrong because it will make you lose this game. So the pressure is on. Pretty Fly or Total Lie? The Offspring released a Christmas album in 2015.
Total Lie.
You're going to say Total Lie. That is correct, dude. Yes, still in the game.
Look at that.
All right, here we go. So the next one to get their answer wrong will be losing this game. The pressure's still on, but now it goes to Cody. Pretty Fly or Total Lie? Their hit Gone Away was inspired by the loss of a loved one.
Pretty Fly.
That is correct. Point for Cody. Back to you, Michael. Pretty Fly or Total Lie? The Offspring once recorded a theme song for a video game.
Total Lie.
Total Lie? That is incorrect. Yes, actually, the song Defy You was for the Orange County soundtrack, and they've been in games like Crazy Taxi.
Crazy Taxi.
Yes. So with that, with a score of 4-3, we got a winner in Cody. Congratulations, Cody.
Thank you.
All right, but
Hey,
don't.
good job, man.
Yeah, don't think me yet. And he's already, saying.
Suck up now.
Yeah. It's the suck up hour, Cody. What do you want to say to Michael before he thinks about it and makes the decision whether or not to employ sore loser rules to give him a second opportunity to win? What do you want to say, Cody?
I know what happens on the show, but Offspring's amazing. It'd be awesome to go see him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Michael, how bad do you want these tickets? What were you gonna do? Who are you gonna take? And how long you been an Offspring fan?
Quite a while, but I am feeling very nice this morning. Cody, you can have the tickets.
No, there you go.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, there you go. See, you got new. All right, so there we go. Another good winner or good loser, I guess, instead of sore loser. But man, we want those sore losers.
I
for
know,
sure.
they're fun.
I know. And everyone listening in their car, I know they're rooting for that. I want to show you this real quick. Rico's always busy. So the other day we were on Anymoto, and you could do like a test ride if you have your motorcycle license and an endorsement. I don't know the process there, and that's for like a 10-mile loop, right? So you really open it up. Now Rico and we didn't get any said endorsements, and I've never rode like a motorcycle, so I've ridden mini bikes and other things. I've been drunk in Mexico. I've done shit, but not on a street. So I didn't have the opportunity to really try it out and get the feeling. But luckily, there was a workaround, and this was the workaround. Check this out. We were able to get an endorsement to go on a test ride. We can't technically ride these motorcycles, but we got the eye. So yeah, see, so Rico and I, we went everywhere. We went to the moon and back.
It was amazing.
Fought some space battles. Went on a safari.
Wish I could have rode with you guys. That would've been
Next
cool.
time, brother.
Next time, yeah. And you just name the place, and we'll go there. Josh from Robin Josh came in, and they finally cleared out the. Oh, sorry. Well, we're back on the air. I got to wrap things up. Sorry. I'd like to thank everyone for watching the podcast broadcast. Don't forget to subscribe. Before we leave you on air, don't forget we are giving away tickets for Ice Nine Kills tomorrow and the Offspring. Offspring is going to be at 7:10 a.m. Till then, let me give you a beef tip for wrap things up. And I'm actually going to incorporate this myself because I'm not that active. So here's 6 weird ways to fit in more movement in your day, right? To try to get active. First, do some squats while heating up food in the microwave, right?
Especially from your coworkers.
Absolutely. Pick a favorite show. Make yourself work out whenever you watch it. Downside is it'll probably become your least favorite show. Do calf raises while brushing your teeth. Don't just sit while you're on the phone. Walk around while you're scrolling. Carry your groceries to your car. That one makes sense, though. Work on the buys and tries.
The one trip.
Yeah. And they say rush through your chores. A recent study actually backed that one up. Things like vacuuming faster or hustling while you take out the trash can boost your heart rate and count as a mini workout. So these 6 things, you start doing that, then maybe you'll be motivated to actually go to the gym. And I'm saying this to myself. Thank you guys so much for listening to the show. Robin Nash is up next. You enjoy the rest of your day. Drive safe, ride safe, and as always, rock local. Later.
When you wish upon a side of beef,
there we go.
Soon will come an end to all your grief.
Thank you guys. Talk to you soon.
You've been mean or kind of bad, I will knock out all your teeth.
Babuski.